Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Functional Medicine with me, Dr. Howard Robbins. Uh, there's been a very popular show that I have that wasn't meant to be a show. I don't know how it got posted or why. I think it was a test that we did. But it seems a lot of people are very interested in who I am and how I got into what I do. So this show is called um, Everything You Want to Know About Dr. Robbins. Okay, so let me tell you all about it and why I've decided to do this again, because so many people have tuned in. They want to know who I am and what I do and what makes me important enough to spend your time listening to me. Well, I began very traditionally back in 1973 practicing medicine, podiatric medicine specifically, teaching foot surgery in hospitals. And that was my thing. And then a few years into that, I met up with a guy by the name of Gary Knoll, Dr. Gary Knoll, who had a radio show at the time. And he was doing what was called natural medicine. So I got involved doing it. And they were actually trying to do an expose because of a podiatrist that they had on that they were that caused all sorts of trouble, that wasn't natural, holistic. And I met the producer of the show, not knowing that I was being set up to be torn apart. So I get on to the show, and all I did was be honest and talk about how I help people and everything. Well, I established a relationship with the host, and ultimately we wrote two books together, one on foot and leg care and one on sports medicine, which is what most of my early career was basically evolved around. I was the medical director of the largest race walking and running club in all of New York. For maybe between 15 and 20 years, the Natural Living Race Walking and Running Club. And basically, I started to make a transformation around 1977 from being a traditional doctor into what we now call functional medicine. So initially, it was just called natural medicine. And then suddenly it got to be called holistic medicine. By the end of the 80s, they changed the name to complementary medicine because you're complementing traditional with natural. Then the name got changed into alternative medicine because now you had an alternative to traditional pharmaceutical medicine and surgery. Then the name got changed into, let's see, alternative. And then it became, I think, in and around the year 2009 or 10 or 11, Dr. Jeff Bland came up with the concept of functional medicine. The name may even change again. The catchword of precision medicine is being suddenly coming on, and people may take note of it. But basically speaking, we've been doing, so I guess, functional medicine most of my 52 years as a doctor. Now, in 1989, I went to see one of my mentors in November of 89, Dr. Robert Atkins. Bob Atkins was the big name diet doctor, but he was involved in alternative medicine back then. And integrative medicine, I guess I left that name out. Alternative medicine became integrative medicine and then functional medicine. Oh my God, all the different names for the same thing. And so I go in to see Bob because I started in 1989 a intravenous vitamin C and chelation therapy center called the Healing Center, which is still in function today, the Healing Center here in Manhattan. And Bob goes, Robbins, you got to start doing ozone therapy. And he started me on getting me involved in intravenous ozone therapy because Bob was one of my mentors in natural medicine. And if he said jump, I used to go how high because I had that kind of respect for him, as did people all around the world. Well, January of 1990, we started to add on intravenous ozone, and we started adding on a therapy called major autohemotherapy, MAH. And I did 45,000 major autohemotherapies in addition to vitamin C therapy. Vitamin C, we did up to 200,000 milligrams vitamin C therapies. And we saw how it would, after 50,000, 25s and 50s helped improve your health and boosted your immune system. After that, when you hit 75s and above, and no one was doing 200,000 milligrams then, we were the only ones in the country virtually doing it. Basically speaking, we were able to eliminate viruses like HIV and all sorts of stuff. I mean, we were just treating amazing conditions and diseases, getting amazing results. And then we found that direct IV ozone in July of 94. See, MAH, major autohemotherapy, take out a certain amount of blood, and we use 300 cc's. Today they use 150s to 200. They took a wussy method and they made it even wussier. And yes, it helped everything, but got rid of nothing. And my patients want to get rid of their medical problems. In July of 94, we started to transition so that at the end of 94, beginning of 95, all we began doing was called direct IV ozone. This is where we take the oxygen and ozone gas and we put it directly into your veins. Since then, as of the end of December of 2024, we have done over 370,000 treatments. Now we're into, as the date of this show, we're into the fourth month of 25, April of 25, and that number is increased. We're probably hitting close to 375,000 plus direct IV treatments, proving not only its benefits, but its extreme safety. People are always worried, what if I put gas into veins? Is it going to kill me or something? Obviously not. I mean, this is New York State. New York State doesn't care if I kill you with a pharmaceutical, but if I hurt one person with ozone therapy, I'm out of business. Hurt one person with a vitamin C drip, I'm out of business. They don't care. They don't want us doing these natural, healthy things. They want you practicing pharmaceutical medicine and surgery. Well, in any case, so we started, and now, some maybe 8 years ago, we added into the whole mix what's called, nickname is 10-pass, intravenous hyperbaric high dose ozone with multipass. That's where we take out a segment of blood, we ozonate it, and we put it back in. And instead of taking out those 200 cc's, where it could take an hour to do that, like they're doing MAHs today, which have very little benefit, that whole process of out and in takes place in about 5 minutes. And then without stop, we do it again and again and again and again and again and again. The hyperbaric chamber is in the glass collection bottle. We don't use plastic collection like the MAH doctors are using today. We use glass collection containers because they're proven safe. And this, so blood in and out, in and out. So about half the blood in your body gets exchanged with ozone. 30 minutes after any of the IV ozones, we can do HOCAT, HOCATT. I just did a whole show on it. And we can do intravenous ozone therapy if we want, intravenous vitamin C therapy if you want to add that into the mix. And it's done very safely. I don't care what you read on the internet. No one has our clinical experience. With all the other methods which I left out, that we have done, ozonated saline, ultraviolet blood irradiation, though we do add hemolumin, that's the state-of-the-art ultraviolet blood irradiation into our 10-pass method. Basically speaking, we've done over 420,000 intravenous ozone therapies, probably hitting close now to 425,000 intravenous ozone therapies since we began doing them since 1990. And that's what we specialize in now, and in products that relate to it. Patients that come to us, I'd rather work as a team with other specialists. And years back, I practiced medical nutrition. I've stopped practicing medical nutrition. If you want to practice medical nutrition, you have to stay up on everything. What do I mean by that? You have to stay up. Is zinc piconolate the best form of zinc to take? How much for a man? How much for a woman? How much for a child of different sizes? Should it be taken with food or without food? Which foods should you eat it with? Which foods shouldn't you eat it with? Should you take it with other supplements? Should you not take it with certain supplements? What time of day should you take it? What time of day should you avoid taking it? I can go on with questions just on zinc. So I decided, you know what? Let me be the world-renowned expert that I am on intravenous ozone therapy and work as a team with other medical doctors and healthcare practitioners who specialize in medical nutrition and other therapies. And that's what we do. So everything that we offer at the Healing Center is safe and beneficial. And like I say, no, I'm published in medical journals on microbiome. I lecture around the world on probiotics. I'm published in medical journals on ozone therapy. I do not write books to attract people to come into my clinic like a lot of doctors do. A lot of doctors or functional doctors make their living writing books and attracting you to come in with exceptionally high consultation fees and things like that. And I don't object to that. I think it's a wonderful way to get the word out about what functional medicine can do and how we can help people safely. I write medical papers for doctors. I lecture around the world on it. I train doctors from around the world in ozone therapy. That is what I do. That is my passion. I'm 77 now. My wife would have been happier if I retired years ago, but I don't play golf. I don't play tennis. I don't play pickleball. I don't fish. I bike ride, I swim, because after 18 years of judo, my back is not a happy low back. Thank God for chiropractic and Prolo ozone therapy, and I stay a pretty comfortable guy. I don't even ride my horse anymore. I had to get rid of my horse after 35 years of horseback riding. I rode English, and I don't do that anymore. I basically lecture, train doctors, and treat people, and do podcasts. And I'm all over the internet for that. Well, anyway, I just want to say thank you all for listening. If you have questions about what we can do and how we can help with your medical problem, please call my Manhattan office at 212-581-0101. That's 212-581-0101. Everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay well, and tune in to Dr. Robbins. Tell all your friends about my show. Bye now.